Hello everyone, Cortex here, and I'm going over my top 10 best Crash Bandicoot levels throughout the series. These are my 10 favourite levels from the main 9 Crash games. Again, just like my 10 worst levels video, I won't be including levels or tracks from games like CTR or Crash Bash. Unlike my worst levels video, I will be making this list in order, so I like number 1 more than number 10. I'll also be including a few honourable mentions at the end, as I found this list more difficult to make. So, without further ado, let's dive right in, and at number 10 we've got Ghost Town. Just kidding. At number 10 we've got Ruination from Crash Bandicoot 2. Ruination is one of those middle-of-the-road Crash Bandicoot 2 levels, meaning that, in my opinion, it's not the most difficult the game has to offer, nor is it the easiest. I like to think the level is a beautiful little mixture of levels from Crash 1, such as the Lost City and Temple Ruins, and Slippery Climb to a certain degree. I think the name is very fitting. Ruination. The level sees Crash making his way over and through a lost civilization's ancient city ruins. And look what just happens to be looming over the distance. The ruins of Cortex Castle. Ruination has a really cool track, blending a jumpy upbeat melody with a dark and mysterious counter melody, which really sends forward the Lost Civilization vibe. There are these cool tilting and rotating platforms to jump between, as well as large stone gorilla heads which rotate and spit fire. There's also gorillas that hurl logs at us, a la Donkey Kong, and the level is just chock full of mice and lizards that walk around like they own the place. At number 9, we've got Cold Hard Crash. I absolutely adore the snow levels in Crash Bandicoot 2, but none more than Cold Hard Crash. The track suits the level down to the ground, as it just sends off snow vibes from the word go. And talk about some challenging gems to collect. I included this level's gems in my toughest challenges video, but I could have been more clear when I made that. I mean, I didn't exactly explain to the viewers that I was talking about both gems specifically, as the level requires you to take the death route for both the box gem and the special gem. Cold Hard Crash also has one of my favourite time trial runs in the series. It is challenging to say the least, and the level as a whole just has some of the most fun side-scrolling segments in any Crash level. At number 8, we've got Offbeat. Offbeat is possibly the most unique Crash level in the series in terms of location and setting, as we play through a vibrant city celebrating Mardi Gras at night. The level is chock full of ghosts, skeletons, and all manner of zany characters that all keep in rhythm with the bouncy and amazing upbeat track. The level is just one of, if not the happiest feeling levels in the series, and it includes some cool cameos throughout, be it posters and parade balloons like Ripperoo and Spyro. It is a rather long level, but it definitely doesn't outstay its welcome, and I would have loved to see at least one more level like this one in Crash 4. And what's more is that it's a nice challenging level, but it never feels unfair. There are some hidden crates, but not to a ridiculous standard, and honestly this feels like the level of difficulty the rest of the game should have followed. At number 7, The Lost City. One of my favourite levels from the first game, and man, I do not understand some of the hate this level gets. Making our way through this untouched ancient world has some of the most interesting atmosphere the first game has to offer. As soon as Crash steps onto the stone paths covered in vines, you feel pulled into a rich forgotten temple ruin. The level looks great, using the PlayStation bright colours to bring the thick jungle to life, surrounded by old buildings and broken walls. And what's more is, the track for the level hammers home this feel and vibe of this ancient lost city, and I love how the first game mixes levels like this with Crash's identity. These islands used to be home to these ancient lost tribes, and one of them still is, but now they must share their home with this crazy asshole Bandicoot called Crash. At number 6, we've got Temple Ruins, another great Crash 1 level. Before I talk about anything else, the music is phenomenal. Man, it perfectly encapsulates us in this creepy darkness within this ancient temple ruin. It has some of the best platforming in the series and includes some cool secrets that when you discover for the first time feels very rewarding, given how many times you'll play through the level trying to break every crate only to reach the end and still not get the gem. Making our way over these platforms with a very deep pitch black pit just eating the level feels great, and every time I play through this level it has me wondering what lurks in the darkness below. Full of Indiana Jones-esque hazards like the spears, snakes, spiders, fire pits, and the slamming stone walls as bats fly overhead while the bombastic dark music plays on in the background is just the best. In at number 5 is Flaming Passion. Given how Crash Bandicoot Warped centered around visiting different places throughout time, I think OG Naughty Dog made a great choice to have Crash visit this old Arabian city late at night, and absolutely everything from the music to the enemies, environment and aesthetics fits that theme perfectly. We have Cortex cyborg henchmen in full garb, hurling Molotov cocktails at us, as well as patrolling the rooftops with scimitar swords ready to slice us in half. The level also features a nice death bonus for the green gem, and while not the most challenging, it is still fun to finish. At number 4 we've got Cortex Vortex. Navigating Cortex space station on our way to fight Crunch for the last time in the Wrath of Cortex feels as final and fitting as any final level in any Crash game. It's challenging, it's cool, it has some of the best segments in any level out of the whole game. While it may not have the trickiest platforming, all the cool hazards and a fun death bonus more than make up for it. And I think this is the only genuine time in the game where the useless cyborg henchmen who don't bother to target Crash actually pose a threat, given how they are replaced in the level. It does have this one nitro section akin to the nitro section in Warped, and it isn't as classy as it is in Warped, but it's still satisfying at the end of the day. At number 3 we've got Aunt Agony, and I feel I could have done a better job describing why I love this level in my Twinsanity review, but hey, I'll do my best now. As I said in my Twinsanity review, it's very clear to me that most of the effort went into this level, or at the very least it seems like it, and I've seen people online say they despise this section of Twinsanity, which just sounds nuts to me, as it's my favourite section in the whole game, with a punchy track playing in the background as we navigate the evil twins' fortress / lair of evil, with some of the most creative hazards I've came across in a Crash game, mixing perfectly with the platforming. And that's one thing I've got to give the level credit for. A lot of Crash levels make the platforming and hazards separate when they should focus on blending the two. That's what makes things interesting to me. It should impact you a hell of a lot more when you're deciding how and when to make your next jump or move forward. These rotating laser sections and the Simon Says puzzles perfectly send that home, and this is broken up with fighting off a mixture of different alien types and unlocking doors with different methods like platforming over weak surfaces to smash lights or getting ball keys into their holes. And that doesn't sound sexual at all, so if you think it is, congratulations, you're as immature as I am. And after everything I've mentioned, the level also has some creative methods for collecting gems. They can be tricky, but not as tricky or difficult as the gem puzzles on Twinsanity Island, the level right before this one. In at number 2 is Tomb Raider. Remember how I said it was clever of OG Naughty Dog to have Crash visit old Arabian cities for certain levels? Well, having him visit ancient Egyptian pyramids was utter genius, but Tomb Raider definitely does it best. What I just mentioned about mixing hazards with platforming instead of having them be separate applies here also. I mean, the whole water rising throughout the pyramid hallways was a 1000 IQ move. It's not as challenging when playing the level regularly, but man, it's a blast when trying for the relics, as you've got to time things perfectly. Even at that, it's still very easy to mess up. If you miss the landing on a platform when the water level has risen, it's game over. Start from the beginning of the level. I adore this level's music, and if you thought the main level was fun, just try the death bonus for the blue gem. It's one of the most difficult in the series in my opinion. The level also perfectly forces us to make use of the power-ups, more specifically the double jump on the tornado spin, in order to try clear large gaps of the flooded hallways. Now for some honourable mentions, and the first of which is Crash and Burn. Playing this level is always a joy, as my god, what a cool idea for a level. Climbing an island as a volcano erupts is just the best. There are so many cool scenes throughout the level, from making our way over lava rivers to descending into an ancient Native American temple below ground. It's also evident Cortex had a factory active on this island, given all the machines and equipment scattered throughout the place. And we've got one of the coolest tracks playing, which just embodies the situation we find ourselves in on this island. Next, I've got Slippery Climb. I was going to say Stormy Ascent, but Slippery Climb is just the right level of difficulty for me personally. While I enjoy Stormy Ascent, it can be a bit of a prick in certain areas, whereas Slippery Climb is not only difficult, but it's fair. And talk about an aesthetically pleasing level, which just sends home the fact that you're up shit creek without a paddle. The final honourable mention is Banzai Bonsai, my favourite Coco level in the series, which sees Coco make her way through ancient Japan, while a very catchy Oriental-inspired track plays, and has us playing through one of the more well thought out and designed levels from the Wrath of Cortex. Finally, at number 1, my favourite Crash Bandicoot level in the entire series. Snow Way Out. Man, I feel like a criminal not having one of the classic games levels at number 1, but come on man, Crash 4 is a masterpiece, and Snow Way Out is just beautiful from start to finish. Some people may consider Kapunawa to be the least fun or interesting Quantum Mask, but honestly, she's my personal favourite. Yeah, Lani Loli, Akano and Ika Ika are all cool in their own ways, but I feel that slowing down time for just a brief moment in a very fast-paced environment like the 11th Dimension is just so damn satisfying. It is easily the best snow level in the series, getting the slippy platforms just right, making sure they don't outstay their welcome, a cool, interesting, challenging and well thought out bonus stage, the zombie fishermen lumbering around the frozen village, and the rivers with different ice platforms are creative and unique. The level as a whole is designed perfectly, and there are some cool hidden crates to find as well. The level isn't soul-crushingly difficult, but it has a nice even difficulty. It perfectly blends the classic Crash hallway level design with large open areas to explore, and Toys for Bob managed to make this one of the first levels I think of when I think about Crash Bandicoot. The music for the level is very creative also, as is every track in It's About Time, but I'm not even going to attempt to describe this track as I just won't do it justice. It's not the most bombastic, it's not the most catchy, but it just rings right on the ears in a certain way. And well folks, that's all from me. Did I include any of your favourite levels? Am I a dumbass for not including your favourite levels? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to get a free old man and a free Aki Aki mask. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Now, I'm off to wear my neighbour's granny panties.